1999, medical marijuana was legalized in Maine, but patients had little to no access to the drug. A new law allows patients broader and legal access, but what will that look like in Maine? Angela DeMilla joins us now with more on the story. Angela?
Last November, the citizens of Maine voted to approve the Maine Medical Marijuana Act. After its passage, the governor created a task force to recommend changes to the law to make it most beneficial to Mainers. In this special report on medical marijuana, we follow the recommendations submitted by the task force and the challenges they face tweaking this abstract concept. Meet the Medical Marijuana Task Force. These 14 appointed officials, made up of legislators, patient advocates, and the Attorney General, have been charged with outlining the medical marijuana law after the referendum was passed by Maine voters.
It was a referendum without a lot of voters really having read the text of the bill, and so I think the governor in his wisdom thought that a group of people who had some expertise to this issue would really look at what had been passed to make sure that the issues that were inconsistent with state law or things that really we didn't think the voters really understood, that we needed to address those so to protect the safety of everyone.
The task force met a total of 5 times and had 3 main objectives. One was to look at marijuana laws in other states. 14 states have legalized medical marijuana. Maine is the 5th state to allow dispensaries, including New Mexico, which members of the force say they used as a template for Maine's law.
Geographically, it's pretty big, but it's still a rural state with dispersed population. They have 1.6 million people. We have 1.3 million people. They went through a very deliberate rulemaking process, very careful. We've had a lot of discussions, both through government to government and from advocates to advocates.
New Mexico currently has about 7 dispensaries in the state, though the task force decided not to predetermine a number for Maine. The task force's second objective was to recommend changes to the law, mainly to ensure public health and safety and the constant monitoring of the medical marijuana program.
We want to ensure that it's for true medicinal purposes for the people who legitimately need it. There are people here in the state of Maine where it does, for medicinal purposes, give them relief. We don't want to deny that. The people of Maine have spoken, but we certainly don't want it to expand so widely and to be so abused and so unregulated that we do have a huge criminal element that comes into this state.
The initiative proposed creating only non-profit dispensaries to ensure the growers had the patient's best interest in mind. They also proposed creating an ID card system for those who will be using, as well as almost 20 pages of other recommendations. Lastly, the task force was charged to advise the Department of Health and Human Services in its development of proposed rules and fee schedules. Where the law stands right now, patients are allotted 2.5 ounces of usable marijuana and can grow 6 self-serving plants. Though the smoke hasn't cleared to see if medical marijuana will change the way life should be in Maine, on paper the regulations are outlined, so legal medical marijuana dispensaries could be open in Maine as early as June. The task force's report was sent to Governor Baldacci. From that, a bill has been drafted so legislation can be proposed. To see this story again, log on to WABI TV and click on Features. Tomorrow night, we'll take a look at medical marijuana access now that dispensaries are about to open their doors. Some users say accessing medical marijuana could still be difficult. We'll tell you why.
All right, looking forward to part 2 tomorrow. Thanks.